What if the secret to becoming unshakable, surviving chaos, betrayal, heartbreak, and bosses who eat your soul was written 500 years ago by this guy? Yep, Niccolò Machiavelli. So infamous, his name became an insult. But what if the truth is juicier? What if he wasn't teaching villainy, but survival? Machiavelli lived in chaos. Invasions, betrayals, torture. His world looked like Game of Thrones. But so does ours. Just swap swords for smartphones. After losing everything, exiled, broken, and disgraced, Machiavelli picked up his pen and wrote The Prince, a survival manual for the unshakable. Sounds harsh, cold, maybe even evil. But wait, he wasn't teaching cruelty. He was teaching how to endure when the world tries to crush you. Machiavelli's words weren't just for princes. They were for anyone who wanted to stand tall when fortune turns dark. Anyone who wanted to be unshakable. He's been called ruthless, savage, even the devil's teacher. But he was really a coach for the desperate, a coach for survival. Imagine everything you built, gone. Friends betray you, enemies hunt you. Would you still have the strength to rise? Thoughtful. Machiavelli believed half of life is ruled by fortune, chaos, but the other half is yours to master. The unshakable don't beg fortune for mercy. They prepare, they adapt, they fight back. Machiavelli taught, fortune isn't kind, but she can be conquered by boldness. Sure, his metaphors were medieval, but imagine him today. Instead of warlords, he'd be talking about bad bosses, politics, and algorithm changes. Machiavelli had no illusions. He wrote, men are ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, covetous. Not exactly a Hallmark card. But his point? If you expect everyone to be good, you will be destroyed. Unshakable people face reality. No illusions, no excuses. Unshakable doesn't mean untouched. It means hit hard and still standing. Machiavelli warns us, wishing for a perfect world makes you weak. Seeing the real world makes you strong. Look around. Chaos hasn't gone away. Fortune still tests us every single day. But if you learn from Machiavelli, you can stand when others fall. You can be unshakable. So forget the cliche of Machiavelli as the villain. He was the survival coach no one asked for, but everyone needed. In the next part, we'll dive into Virtù, Machiavelli's secret recipe for power, resilience, and becoming truly unshakable. Machiavelli's first secret? A word that doesn't mean what you think. Not virtue, but virtù. Virtù is the power to shape your world when chaos tries to shape you. Machiavelli's hero? Cesare Borgia. Ruthless, brilliant, terrifying. He turned enemies into dust. Fast. Cruel. Yes. Effective. Absolutely. He showed Machiavelli that decisive action creates stability. Virtù isn't about cruelty. It's about acting boldly when others freeze. Courage when the world shakes. Machiavelli teaches hesitation is death. Action creates life. To be unshakable, you don't wait for the perfect move. You make the move, then force the board to adapt. Virtù is momentum. It's the fire inside that makes the world bend, even when fortune howls against you. Fortune may be a raging river, but virtù? Virtù is the dam that holds it back, or the courage to ride its waves. Unshakable people don't pray for calm waters. They build lifeboats. They prepare. They act. Machiavelli's message: you can't control everything, but you can control how you fight. Virtù is the flame that refuses to die in the wind. Machiavelli wasn't writing just for princes. He was writing for anyone who wanted to stand tall when fortune struck them down. He'd laugh at anyone clinging to the past. Adapt, he'd say, or die clinging to your MySpace profile. Some win by caution, some win by boldness. The trick? Knowing when to switch. Virtù means bending like water, striking like fire, standing like stone, all at once. That's the unshakable secret. Cultivate virtù and fortune becomes your playground. Machiavelli whispers across 500 years, dare to act and fortune bows to you. The unshakable don't wait for courage. They act, and courage comes after. In the next part, we'll face Machiavelli's most controversial idea, why fear might be stronger than love. This is Machiavelli's most infamous line, the one that made him sound like a villain. People gasped, clutched their pearls, whispered, "This man is the devil!" Imagine putting that on LinkedIn, endorsed for making people tremble. But here's the truth. Machiavelli wasn't telling rulers to be cruel. He was telling them to be realistic. He saw human nature without illusions. Love fades, loyalty breaks, fear endures. Machiavelli knew if your strength depends only on love, you are fragile. People love you when it's easy. They respect you when it matters. Love is a gift. Fear is insurance. Sure, love is sweet, but fear pays the bills. Sometimes, tough love, discipline, creates more stability than endless affection. Machiavelli, love rests in the hearts of others. Fear rests in your own hands. To be unshakable, don't chase love. Build respect. Respect lasts. But careful! Machiavelli warned against pointless cruelty. Violence without purpose creates hatred, and hatred destroys. Cruelty, if used, must be swift, necessary, and never repeated. That's how you stabilize, not terrify forever. The unshakable don't enjoy cruelty. They use tough choices to save the whole. Okay, maybe don't use that line on Tinder. But in leadership, fear paired with justice builds foundations that don't shake. He didn't hate love. He just knew love is fragile. Fear, respect, is stronger armor. He wasn't being cruel. He was whispering, don't build your strength on the sand of love. Build it on the rock of respect. In the next part, Machiavelli warns us about the greatest weakness of all, dependence on others, and why true strength begins with self-reliance. Machiavelli's advice: never ever trust mercenaries. They'll ghost you faster than a bad Tinder date. Translation: if your strength depends on others, you are weak, fragile, shackled. Depending on Chad to carry the project? Yeah, Machiavelli warned you. Mercenaries, allies, even love, all can betray you. Self-reliance is the only fortress that doesn't crumble. Unshakable people don't rent their power. They build it. He'd tell you, don't live off borrowed strength. Build your own bank, your own shield, your own spine. Because the world is not kind. Machiavelli insists we face it as it is, not as we wish it to be. Dreaming of how things should be blinds you. Seeing how things are makes you unshakable. Look around. Do you see a perfect world? Or a world where loyalty breaks and power shifts overnight? Machiavelli whispers, stop wishing. Start preparing. Pain is real. Betrayal is real. Fortune is brutal. He had no patience for utopias. He didn't want fairy tales. He wanted survival manuals. And survival comes from facing reality with strength. No illusions, just preparation, just will. His words were harsh, his metaphors medieval. But his lesson is clear. Waiting for perfection is death. Boldness wins. Unshakable people stop waiting for others to rescue them. They rescue themselves. Self-reliance is not isolation. It is standing on your own legs, so no storm can knock you flat. He'd put it like this: stop outsourcing your backbone. Grow your own. Dependence is a fortress built on sand. Self-reliance is stone. Be stone. Machiavelli teaches, fortune betrays, friends betray. Only your own strength stands. To be unshakable, face reality. Build your strength. Depend on no one's mercy. In the next part, we'll uncover Machiavelli's most underrated weapon, adaptability, the art of changing before the storm destroys you. Machiavelli teaches, strength alone is not enough. The unshakable are those who bend without breaking. Adaptability is survival. If your style doesn't fit the times will bury you. Marching into 2025 with a 1500 strategy, Machiavelli would roll his eyes. Some ages reward boldness. Others, caution. The secret is knowing which moment you're in. Imagine clinging to MySpace while the world moved to TikTok. That's death by stubbornness. Adaptability is not weakness. It's evolution. It's strategy. It's survival. He knew. The rigid break. The flexible endure. That's the unshakable truth. But adaptability isn't only action. It's also appearance. Machiavelli's brutal truth. Reality matters less than reputation. People judge by appearances. Mess up behind the curtain? Fine. As long as the stage lights shine on your confidence. To be unshakable, you must master not just who you are, but how the world sees you. Machiavelli warned, those who show every truth about themselves get destroyed. Better to appear merciful, faithful, humane, religious, upright, even when you're not. Appearances shield you. He's not telling you to fake life forever. He's telling you, guard your image. It's your armor. Behind closed doors, you fight your battles. In public, you project strength. That's how trust and fear are managed. Machiavelli would have crushed at marketing school. Being unshakable isn't about perfection. It's about appearing steady, even when you tremble inside. The mask you wear becomes the shield others see. Without it, arrows pierce you. With it, you endure. Adapt to the world. Guard your image. Bend without breaking. These are the tools of the unshakable. In the next part, we'll gather it all together. Machiavelli's full playbook for becoming unshakable. Machiavelli stared into chaos and wrote a guide not for saints, but for survivors. He gave us the ingredients: virtue, fortune, fear, self-reliance, adaptability, reputation. Think of it as Machiavelli's secret recipe: spicy, dangerous, but unforgettable. His core warning: fortune destroys those who are unprepared. The unshakable are ready. Build your fortress before the flood, not during. Those who delay, who wait for luck, collapse. Preparation is the heartbeat of resilience. Unshakable people read the times, then change with them. If he lived today, he'd probably have 3 backup plans and a side hustle. Self-reliance isn't flashy. It's built in silence, in struggle, in lonely hours no one sees. The world will only see your armor. They don't need to see your wounds. Being unshakable doesn't mean never breaking inside. It means standing tall outside, so others draw strength from you. Machiavelli wouldn't call it confidence. He'd call it strategy. But hey, it looks the same. This is what his whole book was about: resilience in a brutal world. To be unshakable is to master virtue, face fortune, command respect, rely on yourself, adapt endlessly, and guard your image. To be unshakable is to master virtue, face fortune, command respect, rely on yourself, adapt endlessly, and guard your image. Niccolo basically said, don't just play the game of life, hack it. And this is where Machiavelli touches us most. He wasn't writing for monsters. He was writing for survivors. The unshakable don't beg fortune, they conquer her. This is not just Renaissance advice. This is timeless human truth. This is not just Renaissance advice. This is timeless human truth. Machiavelli's playbook was simple: prepare, adapt, and stand tall, even when the storm rages. In the next part, we ask the final question: does Machiavelli's ruthless wisdom really make us better, or does it leave us cold? So, was Machiavelli a survival coach, or the devil's PR agent? Some call him empowering. Others call him dangerous. The debate still rages today. Oxford scholars say he stripped away illusions, showing us how power really works. Cambridge scholars warn his advice may turn strength into cruelty. In leadership courses from Harvard to Oxford, they still teach him not to turn you into a tyrant, but to prepare you for chaos. Because at its heart, Machiavelli's wisdom isn't about cruelty. It's about resilience, endurance, survival. He wasn't cheering for tyrants. He was whispering, "Be ready, or fortune will break you." Unshakable, Machiavelli style. Less crying, more planning. So here's the final question. Does his wisdom make you stronger or colder? The answer depends on you. His tools can build a tyrant or forge an unshakable leader. Did he really say this? Not exactly, but his spirit was clear. Judge actions by results, not intentions. Let's be real, some of his advice doesn't age well. Don't try it on Tinder. But other lessons? They are eternal. Fortune is chaos. Virtue is strength. Reputation is armor. Unshakable people don't wait for the world to be kind. They prepare. They adapt. They rise. Machiavelli is not asking you to be cruel. He's begging you, don't be weak. That's the heart of it. The unshakable do not gamble on luck. They build their own strength. Real unshakability isn't in thrones or crowns. It's in ordinary people who refuse to break. Channel your inner Niccolo. Train like fortune wants to break you. Live like you're building a fortress. The unshakable are not those who never fall, but those who rise again and again. So here it is. Machiavelli's 6 Lessons for Becoming Unshakable. Quote, "Fortune rules half our lives. The other half is ours." Narrator, chaos is real. Prepare for it. Shape it. Quote, "It is better to act and repent than not to act and regret." Narrator, boldness bends the world. Quote, "It is safer to be feared than loved if one must choose." Narrator, respect lasts longer than fragile affection. Quote, "A prince must lay his own foundations, otherwise he will fall." Narrator, stand on your own legs. Depend on no one's mercy. Quote, "One who adapts his policy to the times prospers." Narrator, the rigid break, the flexible endure. Quote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are." Narrator, guard your image. It is your armor. This is Machiavelli's legacy. Not villainy, not cruelty, but resilience in a ruthless world. The storm will come, but if you prepare, if you adapt, if you build your own strength, you will not fall. You will be unshakable. Subscribe now. Zoha College for Health Sciences, a golden opportunity for the students of Toba Tech Singh. Here you'll find FC programs and 2-year diploma courses, nursing, dental hygiene, medical lab technology, radio imaging, and so much more. Approved by Islamabad Federal Board, delivering quality education with professional skills. Location, near DC House, Mustafabad, Toba Tech Singh. Call now, 0316-028-1007 or 03457580600. Zoha College for Health Sciences. Your future, our mission. Machiavelli dared to ask the question no one wanted to answer. Should a leader be loved or feared? It is much safer to be feared than loved when one of the two must be lacking. This line shocked the world. For centuries, leaders wanted to be adored, praised, worshipped. But Machiavelli saw the truth. Love is fragile. Fear is reliable. Love changes with the wind. Fear makes people think twice before betraying you. But listen carefully. Machiavelli never said, "Be cruel, be a tyrant." He warned against hatred. A prince should make himself feared in such a way that, if he does not gain love, he avoids hatred. Fear keeps you respected. Hatred destroys you. A ruler who murders, steals, humiliates, people will unite to destroy him. But a ruler who enforces discipline, punishes fairly, and never touches the property or honor of his people, they may not love him, but they will obey him. Machiavelli's genius. Don't chase love. Don't provoke hate. Stand in the middle, respected, firm, untouchable. The first wants his soldiers to love him. He relaxes discipline. He forgives mistakes. The men adore him until war begins. Chaos, disobedience. They scatter at the first danger. The second commander? He's strict, punishes deserters, demands discipline. His men don't love him. But when the arrows fly, they march in line. They hold. They win. Love is held by a chain of obligation which, men being selfish, is broken whenever it serves their purpose. But fear is maintained by a dread of punishment which never fails. Love is a chain people can cut when it's convenient. Fear is a lock they cannot break. Machiavelli's formula for control is simple. Be respected more than loved. Be feared, but never hated. Use discipline, not cruelty. And always keep the chain of fear stronger than the chain of love. Because when people can't break your chain, they can't break you.
Safe ride, comfortable drive. सिर्फ चौधरी रेंटे कार के साथ। चाहे सेल्फ ड्राइव हो या ड्राइवर के साथ, दोनों ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल हैं। शादी हो, टूर हो या एयरपोर्ट पिक एंड ड्रॉप, हम हैं रेडी। बुक करो आज ही चौधरी रेंटे कार, योर ट्रस्टेड